Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back. I know, this video's a little bit late, but they've been kicking our ass over at work. Speaking of kicking our ass, we're back with the final week of the regular season, or the regular part of the season, at least, of the PGL. So going into this battle, we didn't really have a chance to go into playoffs. We needed to have won last week, and then win this week to get into playoffs. So unfortunately, we did not win last week. So I'm pretty sure we won't make it even after this battle. But this week, we're still going to try and get some pride points by winning this one. But we're up against Equa is Funny. Link will be in the description below. Or Equa's not funny. I can't remember his name. Equa is not funny. That's what it is. So, yeah, so link for his channel will be in the description below. He is the coach of the Worcester Walreins, and once again, we are the Minnesota Wild Charge. And this week, you can see the teams on the screen. Our opponent brought Darmanitan, Metagross, Buzzwole, Crocodile, Salamence, and Florges, while we brought Milotic, Mega Scabeleye, Alolan Muck, Arcanine, Clefable, and Ash Greninja. Excuse me, I'm getting all bubbly. But I was gonna bring Mega Scizor this week, but I'm like, I think Mega Sableye will be able to do more, and I expected him not to bring Florges because I had Mega Scizor, but as you can see, there's the Florges on his side, and we have 3 Dark types, so that's great. The Alolan Muck is Dark Poison, so it can kind of take on the Florges a little bit better, and actually this one's made to take on Florges with Assault Vest, so we're going to need to keep our Muck around for that. The Muck also had Brick Break prior to this match, but then as I was actually making the Mons, or trading them up, excuse me, I forewent Brick Break for Crunch, and that was because he has Cresselia on his team, and I wanted to be able to knock off the Cress's item and then still be able to hit it pretty hard with the Dark type move. Unfortunately, he did not bring Cresselia, so would have been better to have Brick Break because he did bring the Crocodile. But we'll see what we can do about that. We also have Intimidate, Arcanine, Unaware, Clefable, again for the Cresselia. If you wanted to set up Calm Minds, Clefable could be in and be fine with it. Ash Greninja's Choice Scarfed with Water Shuriken this week. Mega Sableye is basically the same set as last week. I think it has the same moves, it just has different EV spread. And then Milotic is competitive. And we did see that he brought 2 Intimidate users, so hopefully we can get off some competitive boosts. I'm going to lead with Milotic because it does have Rocky Helmet. I expect Darmanitan to lead, so if he tries to U-turn out, he'll take a little bit of damage, which is going to work out well, hopefully in the long run. Oh boy, I'm sorry about the yawning. Like I said, work's been kicking our ass. Never get a day off, you know what I'm saying. But anyway. We see that he does lead off with the Darmanitan, so that's perfect for us and our Milotic lead. I could just go for Scald here and try and get some burns. I actually probably should have went for Recover, but I did go for Scald. But after seeing the damage and thinking about it, I should have went for Recover. So he goes for U-turn, and it does a ton of damage, so I decide then and there that he's Choice Banded Darmanitan, not Choice Scarfed, because that did more than it should have. So if we would have went for Recovery, we would have been looking a lot better, especially because I kind of figured Florges to be coming in, especially defensive wall. And I was hoping to get a Burn, but in the long run, Burn wouldn't have done very much because they did reduce the damage that Burn does anyway, and he has leftovers, so it's not like it would have really mattered if I had burned the Florges, so I should have just went for Recover. And I was seriously debating it, and then I decided not to for some dumb reason. So now I'm going to switch in the Clefable, because I don't really have anything else I want to switch in the Florges. I mean, Muck takes like 20% from Moonblast, I think, but he actually double switches out into the Crocodile. So it's perfect that I switched into the Clefable here, because Crocodile, it can kind of hit us, but it's not going to want to take a Moonblast back. So I believe I go for Stealth Rocks as he switches into the Metagross here. Now, for half the battle, this was another one where I'm like, I was changing the moves around a lot, and I actually forgot what move I had put on the Clefable. I thought I had Flamethrower. I actually have Toxic instead, and that was, again, for Cresselia. But Clefable's not going to want to stay and take a Meteor Mash anyway, so I'm going to switch out into the Arcanine. The Intimidate, unfortunately, won't work because of Clear Body, but we do resist the Meteor Mash. He does predict that, though, goes for Earthquake, so that's going to hurt quite a bit on the poor Arcanine. Doesn't quite knock us out, but it does enough that Arcanine's going to be pretty useless now at this point. We do have Extreme Speed, but we're gonna actually wait. I think we have Morning Sun. I don't know if we have Extreme Speed in this one. Again, it's been a while. I'm gonna stay in though because I should outspeed, but he goes for the Bullet Punch, and that we are able to live that, which is perfect. So I go for Morning Sun. I kind of expected him to actually switch out there because Arcanine outspeeds, unless he was speed invested Metagross. But thankfully, when for Bullet Punch, it wasn't able to take us out. So we get the Morning Sun up. So now Arcanine's looking a little bit better. It can stay around for a little bit longer. And I'm going to switch out here because even though Flare Blitz should knock out the Metagross, I'm expecting him to be pretty invested since he didn't outspeed us. And we don't have any speed investment in that Arcanine. So I switched into Milotic. He's going to switch into Krookodile, which is perfect for us because we've already seen that this is Intimidate Krookodile, so that's going to give us the competitive boost. So that brings us to +2. So I'm just going to Scald this time. Even if the Florges wants to come in here, it's going to be taking a +2 Scald. He actually brings in Salamence, so that's going to give us another boost if he is Intimidate. If he's Moxie, it won't, but it is Intimidate, so that's bringing us to +4 Milotic. And like, oh boy, howdy. I'm hoping after Stealth Rock Scald we'll do quite a bit, hopefully burn this thing. So get the Scald off, and doesn't burn. Now I'm thinking he's got to have brought this in expecting to be able to kill us, but I was +4 and I was greedy. I'm like, okay, Outrage has a chance to kill us. And with Life Orb, it guarantees kill us, but he actually does feign to Rocky Helmet. I did confirm with him after that he was Life Orb. So we lose Milotic, and what makes that even harder for us is that he told me later on that he actually switched in Salamence to die. So I really should not have left Milotic in because now we're going to be really far behind. I'm going to bring in Arcanine, though. We get to Intimidate the Darmanitan, which is nice, especially because it takes Stealth Rock damage. And I go for Extreme Speed just to get some damage off, expecting the Darmanitan to KO us with an Earthquake, and nothing really wants to come in on Darmanitan. Anyway, he's going to go for Rock Slide, though. That still does KO the Arcanine. Sheer Force boosted and all, and super effective. So now, two of my big, bulky Pokemon are down. I'm going to bring the Greninja. We do outspeed this thing, especially because I assume it's Choice Banded at this point. He's going to switch out, so Darmanitan should feint to Stealth Rocks whenever it comes back in. The Florges will come in here, and I kind of expected that, so I went for U-turn. Actually, I fully expected that. Either he was going to let Darmanitan stay in and feint, or he was going to bring in the Florges. And Florges is a better play just because it doesn't let Greninja turn or Battle Bond. So that helps. Keep him from taking extra damage from a Battle Bond Greninja for a while. So I'm going to switch in the Muck. Poison Jab will be able to knock this thing out, but I'm going to go for Knockoff, expecting him to switch. And he's going to bring in a Bandito. I was not expecting the Krookodile to be coming in onto Muck. I kept expecting the Metagross, but it was obviously a better play to go with the Krookodile because it resists both my Poison and my Dark-type moves, whereas Metagross is just immune to Poison and not to the Dark, where it's super effective. So I'm going to knock off his Life Orb on the Krookodile. I'm going to switch to Michael Fable once again on the Krookodile. He's going to actually go for Stealth Rocks here. So now we both have rocks on both of our sides of the field, so that's not going to be helping us. He's going to switch out the Krookodile now and take a Moon Blast. In comes the Darmanitan, just to feint to Stealth Rocks here, just so he can get a clean switch into the Metagross, is what I'm assuming here. So Darmanitan does feint. Unfortunately, Nomon's getting a point off of that because it was a Stealth Rock kill. Technically, that was Clefable, but in this league, hazards don't go to the Pokemon, or hazard kills don't go to the Pokemon that set them up. They just count as a hazard kill. So Metagross will come in, of course. He goes for Meteor Mash. I stayed in knowing I could take one and that no other Pokemon wants to take a Meteor Mash because my Milotic and Arcanine are down. And that was the big thing. Losing both those Pokemon really hurt us because now Metagross can kind of just Meteor Mash whenever it wants to, and it hits everything pretty freaking hard. So I'm going to let Clefable go down. I was hoping Meteor Mash would maybe miss, but it does not. And that's going to take out Clefable. Now we just have to hope he doesn't get the attack boost, which he, of course, does this turn. So that makes things even worse off for us, as if they weren't already bad enough. So now I'm going to bring in the Sableye. Meteor Mash is going to hurt real bad. I, again, just have to kind of hope for the miss. He's going to actually withdraw the Metagross here. which works out perfectly fine for me. Florges will come in, though, which is not perfectly fine for me, because that's going to hurt. Again, I was just really hoping Florges wanted to show up because I had Mega Scissor. If I'd brought Mega Scissor, we'd probably be looking a little bit better, but we're here with Mega Stabilize, so what can you do? What can you do? So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but unfortunately it is the Florges, so we at least got the burn on the Florges like we were trying to do before, but again, burn's not going to really help us in this scenario. So you're going to see a little bit of leftovers recovery, and then the burn will bring that back down just a little bit, not quite enough though, so he's still gaining more health than he's losing. And I'm going to switch out my Sableye here, because I can always switch in my Muck, well, at least for a while, to take Moonblast, since we are Assault Vested. But we actually do see the Florges go for Synthesis, so we've whittled this thing down to almost 50%, now it's just going to heal itself up. So just making that battle all a bit harder for us. And we're going to see that Will-O-Wisp burn, of course, with the... Actually, no, sorry, Leftovers goes first, so... If he's full health, he doesn't get his leftovers. But Florges is going to switch out for the Krookodile once again. I keep hoping and praying that he just switches in the Metagross at some point, but now doing the post-com, I'm realizing he's never going to do that, because then it just leaves him open to get hit by a Dark-type move. So Krookodile is always the best switch in for that. Plus, he intimidates me, and he can go for Earthquake, which none of my Mons want to take at this point. So I'm going to bring in the Sableye, just because I think it has the best bet, and actually I don't need Sableye as much as I need Greninja and Muck right now, so that's why I switched in the Sableye, because then I can bring in the Krookodile, or not the Krookodile, the Greninja on the Krookodile. So we're going to be able to take one Earthquake, but we won't take two, unfortunately, so Krookodile will be able to knock out my poor little Sableye here. Sableye, again, not being able to do anything. I tried having it do something at the end of the league session here, but unfortunately, no cigar. So Greninja will come in. I'm going to go for that U-turn once again, expecting Florges to come in so I can U-turn right into Muck. And we have to try and finagle ourselves out of a bad situation here that I cornered myself into, letting my Milotic and Arcanine go down so early on in the match. So we go for that U-turn so I can bring in the Alolan Muck. The Alolan Muck. So we're going to switch Greninja out for Muck. I believe I go for Poison Jab here. Just trying to catch his Florges staying in on a knockoff at this point, but he honestly has no reason to do that. Again, he can switch in the Krookodile, but we'll get a little bit of damage off on the Poison Jab at least. And I believe my last move is Shadow Sneak. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have Crunch, but he actually brings in Buzzwole here, just trying to finish off with his S tier mon here. I believe Buzzwole was S tier, but I actually try and predict the Krookodile will come in, and I double switch into Greninja. But it doesn't matter at this point. We can't do anything to Buzzwole. Its defenses are too high, and Greninja is just a normal little baby Greninja. It's not going to be able to put off enough damage. Even Ash Greninja can't put off enough damage to Buzzwole to be able to take it out, and he can just punch us in the face and kill us. So, yeah, at this point, he's just out here. He's going to go for that Z move. You know, got to get those thumbnails, I guess. Gotta get those thumbnails, I guess. You can't fault a man for such a thing. So he's going to surround himself with the Z power. We did see his Vitium Z, so I'm assuming it's all a pummeling. I'm assuming it's not some Focus Energy or whatever. I wonder what Z Focus Energy does. Maybe we'll have to do that at some point. But anyway, all pummeling Bop, hitting the Alolan Muck. That's going to KO us because it is a neutral hit. And typically, neutral hit Z moves will knock out a Pokemon unless you're super bulky for some reason. You're going to see the attack increase, which he did not need to be able to knock out Greninja here. So I'm just going to go for... I don't even know what I go for here. I don't think it matters. I could Dark Pulse flinch him out, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to go for Water Shuriken. That's what I go for. I'm hoping that maybe 5 hits will do it, but seeing that damage, there's no way. There's no way unless we crit him 5 times. But we actually only get 2 hits. So he goes for the Leech Life, which will also do in our poor Greninja. And so Buzzwole finishing us off here. Buzzwole was actually one of my least concerns, but it ended up being the one that put us in our grave. Again, I think just letting my Milotic go down first off, and then letting our K9 fall shortly after was a big problem for us. But what can you do? But anyways, GG to Equa. Be sure to go check out his channel, linked in the description below. And guys, that's the end of our PGL season. It's sad. It is really sad. From what I hear, we should be starting up again at the end of May, early June. I can't confirm nor deny that, but I guess that's what rumor mill is spreading within our Discord chat. So we should be back pretty soon, actually. I don't know for sure. Again, well, I'll keep you updated. But we do have other leagues going on if you guys want to get your fill of league battles. NPCC is still going on. And I'm hoping now that we're down to 2 leagues for the time being, at least, hint, hint, that we'll be able to get back on track. So those are on Saturdays. DBL, we are moving to playoffs. Spoilers, but actually you guys knew that already if you've been keeping up with that. But we're moving to playoffs, which starts this week. So that goes up on Sundays. So to be sure to be checking those out, and we will be having a new league starting. I know, we're already in 3 and we're getting another one. Come on now. But anyway, keeping your eyes peeled for that one. And we'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for stopping by. Stay sharp, everyone, and go Wild Charge.